This Saturday, this morning's guest will have a spring in his step. The reason why is he's got a spring in his jeans. Who is he? You'll meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Agape Senior Assisted Living in Garden City, a little north of Inlet Square Mall. We're focused on the upcoming Coastal Samaritan Center's golf tournament to be held this Saturday. And we're visiting with one of the board members of Coastal Samaritan Center, John Springs. Good morning, John.
Good morning to you.
Thanks so much for coming in early on a Monday morning. Great way to kick off the week.
Well, thank you for having me.
Interesting, we're having another guest later this week. Charlie Thrash will be with us on Thursday, promoting a golf tournament held next weekend, the following weekend.
I know Colonel Thrash very well.
Absolutely.
He's very active in the community.
He is, and they are working hard for the American Red Cross tournament, which I believe is held every other year at, or every year at one of your two courses.
That's correct. They've been there the past 2 or 3 years, and I don't know exactly how many, but certainly looking forward to having them.
You were wearing a Caledonia shirt, but True Blue is the host location for this Saturday's tournament.
For this year's tournament, we'll be at True Blue. Starts at lunch at 12:30, shotgun at or about 2 o'clock. Okay,
great. And you're expecting a big crowd.
Yes, sir. We've been very lucky. This is our 13th year. Every year we fill the roster. We could use a few more teams right now, hoping that with this publicity and word of mouth, we'll be able to fill the 144 people necessary to fill the 36 team.
Great, fantastic. Well, year after year, of course, it's been a big success. I suspect you all have probably sold out every year, but oftentimes it does come to the last minute. Folks want to see what the weather's like. They want to see if they're going to go out on the boat or get out of town for the weekend.
And there's this particular Saturday, there are some other well-known golf tournaments, charity tournaments going on, and so the competition, you might say, is expanded. Golf in Myrtle Beach does an awful lot for charities. And this coming Saturday is no
exception. No exception whatsoever. These courses are, I believe, True Blue had the claim to fame of having Dan Quayle down to help open up the course. Is that correct?
Well, actually, no. Dan was there for a presentation from Mr. Cecil Brandon when he received the Order of the Palmetto.
Oh, forgive me. Yes, I remember there was a connection down there.
Well, we do have quite a few celebrities come through. A lot of sports people. They do it on the sly. You know, they're here on vacation. They own properties, that kind of thing. And, And so we do from time to time see a lot of celebrities and/or politicians, people well known that enjoy our facilities.
Aside from serving on the board of Coastal Samaritan, you're the general manager of both of these magnificent courses. They're both in Pawleys Island?
That's correct, yes, sir.
Share with viewers a little bit about the significance of the two courses, or I understand reading a little about them, Caledonia is one of the most beautiful courses in the world.
Yes, sir.
Not only in the state, but in the world.
I'll have to admit, I've been very blessed to have been asked by my family and the ownership group, Ponderosa Incorporated, to go down and be the property manager for the two properties. Both golf courses were designed by Mike Strantz, who has since passed away. He died at an early age. Mike was very successful in the design of approximately 9 golf courses, mostly in the southeast, one in California. And all of his designs were accepted very well from the day they opened. Caledonia and True Blue have been consistently ranked in the top 100 and through various publications and online surveys. Most recently, GolfLinks.com rated Caledonia and True Blue in their top 100 of both public and private courses combined, which we're very proud of.
Nationally?
Nationally.
That is tremendous, John.
Caledonia was ranked 15th in the nation, right behind Pinehurst number 2, which was 14th, and True Blue was ranked number 38 in the nation.
That is incredible.
And that was a survey done by 50,000 online questionnaires.
Right. That is tremendous. Congratulations. 2 in the top, not only in the top 100, but in the top 50. In the top 40 there, which is amazing.
I attribute it really to the ownership group allowing me to have the latitude to do the things necessary to keep the golf course in immaculate condition. But most importantly, my staff. I have the best employees, I think, in the area.
Right.
From a golf maintenance, food and beverage, you name it, landscaping. We're very proud of our people and the job they do.
That is tremendous, John. What are the ages of the courses? One opened before the other?
Yes, Caledonia opened in February of 1994.
Okay.
And True Blue opened in January of 1998.
Okay, right. So February of 94 and 98, they were just a handful of years apart.
Right.
But clearly the opportunity, and are these the only two courses within the Ponderosa group there?
Within our ownership group, yes, sir.
That's wonderful. Well, both there in Pawleys Island. For viewers who've never played either one of them, the opportunity they could, obviously our focus is the Coastal Samaritan Center's tournament this Saturday, but if folks will tune in on Wednesday, they can catch Charlie pumping up Caledonia as well. So great opportunity to play both those courses on back-to-back weekends and get in and support two great causes. But
yes,
Coastal
sir.
Samaritan Center really needs support.
They do. This is one of their, if not the major fundraising event for the Coastal Samaritan Center for the year.
Right.
So they do depend heavily on the income produced by this golf tournament.
Right.
And as I said earlier, I've been involved with this center for a good number of years now, and because of the fact that the golf tournament is a major fundraiser,
right,
we're happy to do it and looking forward to doing it. And
yes.
Hopefully it will be successful. You know, a lot of times the weather affects things like that.
Sure.
Like you said, competition with other tournaments that are going on.
Right.
But still, for the fee of $75, you get lunch,
unbelievable,
opportunity to win prizes, tax deduction.
Yeah.
You know,
How
if
could
your CPA
folks?
determines it,
That's
you know, and a great day of golf.
How could folks miss up the opportunity to be out there if they like to golf, other than, as you said, some competing great
Right.
charity golf tournaments in the area, but the opportunity to get out to play and support Coastal Samaritan. Obviously, I think you shared with us earlier this morning, John, that you'd been on the board 12 years, served as chairman 9 years. Share with viewers who may not be familiar with Coastal Samaritan Center's background just a little bit about the group.
The center was designed, really started by the Reverend Tom Britton at First United Methodist Church in Myrtle Beach some number of years ago.
Right.
I don't know the exact number, but 20 to 25
Sure.
years ago. And it was started, it's actually a multi-denominational effort. It's based at, the main office anyway at this time is based in Myrtle Beach at First United Methodist Church.
Right.
But they have satellite offices in Conway and North Myrtle Beach now.
Right.
And it is a center designed to help families and marriages with the problems of everyday life.
Sure.
In the form of counseling. It's done on a sliding scale basis, as you know, based on your ability to pay.
Right.
It is a place where a lot of families and children with problems can go for not only mental therapy, but also for help with directions to where to go for additional help.
That's great.
And it's the only center or counseling opportunity like that in the whole area.
Oh, it's got to be. And with
Yeah.
a sliding scale for payment for families
Right.
who just can't pay,
That's
they
right.
still provide those
Absolutely.
services.
Absolutely.
We had Kathy Eustis with us kicking off the month. We're
Right.
actually right in front of us at Tidelands Bank and their
Right.
new facility that is just opened up. And sitting with Kathy there and hearing her talk about Reverend Kathy Eustis, I
Right.
believe, to hear her
Absolutely.
talk about the commitment that that Coastal Samaritans making day in and day out, but particularly for folks who really have difficulty affording
Right.
its services, and to
Right.
know they can still get some mental counseling as well as marital counseling, as well as being steered on to some other counselor. Very important.
And I might add that when most people hear that it's a multi-denominational or Christian-oriented, and it's not just Christians, because we have some Jewish and others involved in it as well,
Right.
but a lot of people get the impression that it's a preach-to type atmosphere.
Right.
It's not that at all.
Far from
We're here to help families with their problems in terms of how to deal with the various situations that they may be in.
right.
And it is based on Judeo-Christian ethics, but
Right.
beyond that, no one has ever preached to or tried to be converted to any form of whatever it is they,
Right.
you know, might profess, you know. So,
That's a tremendous point.
well,
Thanks
a
for
lot of
sharing
people,
that.
a lot of people, the public needs to know that, because
Right.
if they're helping to support it,
Sure.
it's good that they know that it's not I use the term preach to outfit.
Right, right.
It's really not.
Very important. Very important. If a viewer needs to get off to work now, John, or get family out of the house, the 448-4820, is that the best number for someone to call to get
Yes.
information, even info about the tournament?
That is the center's number,
Okay.
and that is where all the teams are being compiled and
Great.
information like that. And if there's a question that they can't answer, well, they know where to get it. They know how to get in touch with me as far as details of the golf tournament.
Great.
But the actual rules and the operations of the tournament itself will be explained prior to the shotgun.
Okay. Simply,
it's a great
it
time.
is a captain's choice or
Captain's
no?
choice,
It's captain's
yes.
choice. Great.
There are several hole-in-one prizes. There's
Wow.
you know, a long ball prize. There's
Yes.
most accurate prizes. There's a lot of aspects of the tournament that makes it fun for everybody.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
don't have to be a low handicap golfer to win anything.
Right.
We actually have some raffles too involved.
So everyone comes out a winner.
Sure.
That is
And there's
wonderful.
quite a few gifts ready to be given. Foursomes to other golf courses.
Right.
Hardware and software
Sure.
from the pro
Restaurants,
shop. You know?
right, right. Prizes, opportunities to dine in places. I know Kathy talked about that earlier this month. CoastalSamaritan.org is another great place. She said there's information both about Coastal Samaritan Center as well as about the golf tournament.
Right.
For folks who want to go online and may not take the time to pick up the phone to make a call. But 448-4820, you mentioned families earlier, talking about obviously the folks who are served by Coastal Samaritan. Family is a big aspect of your life, John. I know that, and your family, the Springs family, have been around a long time. Share with viewers a little bit about the earliest Springs of visits to the area and who settled here first.
Well, my father and his brothers and sisters were raised in Myrtle Beach. My grandfather moved back to the area. He was originally from Georgetown, South Carolina. After World War I, he went to work as president of the Bank of Greenville for Mr. John Woodside and his brother.
Right.
The Woodside brothers at one time owned a large portion of what is now Myrtle Beach and developed the Pine Lakes, what is now Pine Lakes Country Club,
Right.
and the old Ocean Forest Hotel property.
Right.
My grandfather, came to Myrtle Beach for the purpose of overseeing the construction of that facility.
Right.
And then the Depression came, and the Woodsides lost the property back
Right.
to the Burrs and Chapin's family, as I understand. And my grandfather stayed on. And he opened one of the first real estate companies, HP Springs Company in Myrtle Beach.
Right. Right.
And my father was on the first football team from Myrtle Beach High School, and went to the Citadel, later graduated from Duke University, and then went on to Medical University of South Carolina.
Tremendous.
In Charleston.
Yes.
There was not a hospital in Myrtle Beach until 1957 or early 58.
Right.
And he was instrumental, along with my grandmother and a lot of other people at the time, raising money to open the first hospital, Ocean View.
Yes.
And when it opened, he moved back from Marion, South Carolina, where he practiced for 5 years as a general surgeon.
Your dad.
Yes,
Right.
where I was born.
You were
and my
born in
younger
Marion.
brother. And so I moved to Myrtle Beach when I was 3, and also was raised here.
Right.
And my father was very active in the community, not only the church, First United Methodist Church, which was where we went,
Sure.
but also he served on the city council. He was mayor pro tem in the early 70s.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. He was an avid outdoorsman, loved to hunt and fish. Quite frankly, that's why we, the family and the company, they bought the property where Caledonia Golf and Fish Club is now, because it was purchased really as you might say, a retreat
Right.
for the family members of the company.
Still close enough that they could easily get down there any day of the
Yes.
week, any time of the day.
Right.
But far enough away that it wasn't right in the heart of Myrtle.
That's right. Of course, back in the late 60s, early 70s, when he bought it, Pawleys Island was really kind of way out of town.
Right, right.
Out of town.
Good drive.
Yeah.
A very good drive at that point,
Right.
yes.
Right.
How exciting. You and your brother are 2 of 5, I believe.
5, right.
Where in the rest of the folks are here in the area?
I
or-
have an older brother, Holmes III,
Right.
who's here, and 2 sisters who are in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
Yes, yes. So you all have stayed in the Palmetto State
Yes, sir.
to a
Yeah.
great degree.
And most of the Springs family, at least with the exception of a few, are right here too.
Right.
I have several cousins, one in Nebraska, one in Columbia, and
Right.
a couple in Florida, that kind of thing. But we're a large family because my dad had 5 brothers and sisters.
That's right. You mentioned your dad was 1 of 6 and
Right.
that you're 1 of 5. So the tradition's being carried on, and clearly you all have spread out not only throughout the area but throughout the state, the ability to expand it out. But a lot happens here, and the family names obviously made a big commitment not only to groups like the Coastal Samaritan Center but many others. I know you mentioned First United Methodist Church there and the commitment there.
Right.
A lot happening at that church.
Oh, yes, sir.
A lot happening there. Our producer had come up with a handful of questions, and one great question was the sacred nature of one day of the week, a particular day. I understand that this Thursday and last Thursday and every Thursday are a big day in the Springs family. Is that all the Springs, or?
Well, the core Springs. I'm one of the lucky few. Having worked for the family
Right.
and for the company, when I say the family, I really refer to the Ponderosa family,
Right.
which is Jimmy Benton and his family, and Frank Beckham and his family, and
Right.
several others. The Lashcott family from Pawleys Island are all part of the Ponderosa group.
Right.
But being fortunate enough to work for them, I have been allowed, you might say, to participate in Thursday.
Yeah.
Now, what Thursday is, my father had a partner who was also a general surgeon, Dr. Dick Jackson, who was a golfer.
Right.
My father actually was not a golfer, but he was an outdoorsman. Dr. Jackson, Wednesday was his day to play golf.
Right.
And so my father agreed that he would allow Dr. Jackson to have Wednesdays. He would take Thursdays as his day off. And my father, quite honestly, was sort of the paternal, leader of the group,
Right, right.
So his younger brothers all sort of alternated their day off to fit his.
Yes.
And they're all very close. And through the years, not only the brothers, but the peripheral friends, who are also business partners,
Sure.
have taken Thursdays off. I almost hate to use the word religiously, but that's pretty much what it is. As I said, there used to be a joke in Myrtle Beach, and still some of the older people hear it, but that it was okay to die on Thursday, but don't be buried on Thursday because none of the Springs boys will be there. And as things would have it, both Frank Beckham, who was a dear friend, and my father both passed away and were buried on Thursdays.
The trick was played backward. That's
Yes.
right. Yes, it came back to haunt. So amazing to think about it. A great testament there to finding traditions, sticking with them, and continuing to find a way to make sure that those traditions can be kept.
Well, my dad used to say, he worked hard at what he did, which was as a physician.
Right.
He always told me, he said, give back to the community what you can, serve your church, love your God, and also work hard at playing. Mm-hmm. He said because believe it or not, it's harder than you think. Mm-hmm. And most people say, well, I can't take Thursdays off. I couldn't do that every week. And for the most part, I understand why they can't. People have 9 to 5 jobs, 5 days a week, and they're there.
Right.
But in order to make a commitment to take off a certain day, every day, rain or shine, you really have to work hard at it.
Yes.
It's not for sissies.
No, listen up. That's exactly right. It still enables you to have a little Saturday and Sunday fun time or a day of rest time as well.
Right.
So that's a.
And those days are also used as well for finishing up things that don't get done on Thursdays.
Obviously,
It's a matter of time.
Good time management. Yes,
right.
yes. This Saturday will not be a total play day for you. I assume you'll be out working
Right.
working to help make sure the tournament runs off like with a bang.
That's true. I'll
Yeah.
be there. I'll be there for the whole tournament, welcoming everybody and making sure that everybody's fed and get the prizes. And I won't be able to control the weather though, so if there's any complaints there, you'll have to talk to somebody else.
Rain or shine, the tournament will go on. Is there ever have there been in the 13 or many years the tournament's been on a rain day, or you ever needed something like that, or you just find a way to make it happen?
I don't recall the tournament ever being totally canceled. I do remember we've had days, we've had showers and they had to be held up, and it caused the tournament to go later in the evening.
Right.
But that's fairly rare.
Sure, sure.
It's, I don't recall ever it having been canceled.
Good. Well, let's pray this Saturday is equally good weather and folks can get out there. You said the shotgun start is at
2.
2. Okay. Lunch is at 12:30.
Be sure to come for lunch.
Great.
And there's some time for you to sign up. We've got to get all the teams signed in and make sure that you've gotten your mulligans and your raffle prizes
tickets,
and that kind of thing,
good.
so that you don't miss out on any chances.
Y'all will be capping it at 144 players, though.
Right,
so
36 teams.
So it'll move. It should move pretty relatively quick. Yeah.
Once those 36 teams are full, we'll have to close the
folks,
teams out.
absolutely. Folks can still call this morning or call any day this week, 448-4820, to try to get in. If they'll find out when they call if there's still any slots available.
Right.
If they can't get through, as you said, to please track you down. But 448-4820, focus on calling the office to try to get in there. And would folks have to have a foursome? Could they sign up by themselves?
They can certainly sign up by themselves.
Okay,
absolutely,
great.
Absolutely. And there are possibilities that there are others who are looking to be paired.
Good.
I don't have the sheet, T-sheet in front of me right now, but I'm sure that every year we always have a single or two or even three looking for an additional to make a fourth.
That's great. I think Kathy had mentioned that it would be early this week that you'd have a cutoff for the whole sponsorships.
Right.
Couldn't wait until the last minute for that. That it would be early this week. You could possibly wait until Friday or even the day of to get in if there were still any slots. But
well, the whole sponsorships, they like to make sure that they get proper credit.
Right.
And I'm sure it's because they need signage made in time to give those people proper credit. So, so if you were of the nature to give to the center and you'd like to do it in the form of a whole sponsor, please call right away.
You've probably seen a lot of volunteers of the center showing up at the tournament years past, and having been on the board for 12 years, served as its chairman for 9 years, probably some special moments that even occur out at the golf tournament.
That is true. There are a large group of very dedicated people that serve the center in the form of volunteers, not just on the board, but the golf committee, and serving, just for the golf tournament.
Right.
Not just because they love golf, but they want to give back to the community as well.
Sure. And you think about it day in and day out, as the center has that ability, and of course they really need to raise funds. They want to be able to continue to supply the services for folks who may not have the ability to pay what those doctors are actually worth. I mean, obviously they're worth a lot, but for their medical and psychology experience, at the same time, they're willing to step out there and make a difference for whatever they're able to get paid.
Absolutely. There is a lot of need for that in this community. When you think about the number of people who move to this area with the hopes of making it, making a success out of life, a lot of people come here and find that that's not the case, and they get despondent. They run into financial problems. They have abuse problems. In all forms and fashions, and even though the board, and as a member of the board, we're not privy to individual cases, but we're certainly informed of the various types of problems that are occurring in a community that only this center really is capable of handling, because of the nature of the way it's set up.
Absolutely. The needs are very great. John, thanks so much for being with us this
sir.
morning. I'm sorry we've run out of time.
That's quite all right. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Good
sir.
luck this weekend. Stay tuned to a little more Carolina People with John Springs coming up next. the Coastal Samaritan Center needs your help. This is a great opportunity. Think about it, a great round of golf, just $100 a person, $100 a person, $350 a team. The tournament is now. It is this Saturday. You got to get out there. John talked about getting out around noon. The lunch is at 12:30. Shotgun start will roll out around 2 o'clock. Big opportunity to be a part of it. Captain's Choice, the tournament will move fast. It should be a beautiful day, but rain or shine, they'll find a way to get you in there. Just a $100 donation to Coastal Samaritan Center. A real opportunity. 448-4820, 843-448-4820, or go online to coastalsamaritan.org. They've got the form to fill out. If you've got 1 or 2 friends, if you can get 4 of you all together, that's $350 a team. $350 a team or $100 a person, but make a difference. Support the Coastal Samaritan Center. The Springs have been making a difference. They're making a difference every day. Thank you, John,
Yes, sir.
for everything.
Thank you again.